has been made of Coach Mosley in these last 12 games. I think the Clippers win might be a little respite from that, but still there's been a lot of finger pointing and unsurety. So I present you with this, Pich.
Mm-hmm.
Blank describes Mosley's coaching job so far.
I'm going to go with a 3D art poster. You know what I'm talking about? You remember these things?
Yes.
There'd be like some image,
tie-dye
it's
kind of
scramble
vibes
or whatever, and then you have to like cross
Oh.
your eyes to see it, and it would come out.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I use this as an example because I got to tell you, when some people are looking at the job he's done so far, they're like me. I can't see those 3D posters. I've never been able to see any of them, and I don't know what they're doing. So, like, I think some people look at it and just be like, what is he doing? Who are these matchups? They don't have the patience to stare deep and try to like cross their, and that's me. I don't feel that way about Coach Mose myself.
Right.
But just for the example of the 3D art poster.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people see it and they're just completely amazed. They can see in there, they can look beyond what they see on the front and see, all right, there's something cooking here.
That's a dinosaur.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, I see there's a Saturn up there with the rings. Oh, this is cool. You know, and it's like, they can look and they can see it there, but when the average person looks at this thing, it's not aesthetically pleasing, right?
Yeah, it's
regardless
jumbled.
of whether you're
it's jumbled. It's
regardless
weird.
of whether you're ready to look for the 3D thing or you can't see it or you can't. Just looking at it from across the room, it's like, what is that over there? I don't know. That doesn't look like good art. Maybe. You know what I mean? This whole ball all that up. And I think that's the way we all feel about Coach Mosley's job. Like, and look, we want to see it. I want to see the 3D. It seems
you're
like it would be
to
cool.
your nose.
Like, I've tried all the things.
Yeah,
you got to focus on one spot, but not focus at the same time. And I just want to be like, fuck you. That's not a thing.
You're fucking with me. This is nothing.
Right. But I feel like that ideal is the way I think a lot of people are feeling about Mose. Like, we want to have that patience and see the greater picture, but some people are having trouble with it.
Yeah.
And even from a distance, it doesn't look hot, but I think if we could all get to the point where we see that 3D picture, that's obviously what we want. And we all believe that we're going to be able to see it someday. So we're here.
Yes, we are indeed. We both went the metaphor route, Pich.
Yeah.
Because I have an airport conveyor belt.
Oh,
describes Mosley's coaching job so far. You know, not for the luggage. I'm talking about for the human conveyor belts, you know, in some of the big airports.
Oh, okay.
When you're walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
people
escalator.
movers.
It's the escalator that doesn't go up.
They're called people movers.
That's okay. A people mover describes Mosley's coaching job so far. Because, you know, you're moving, you're going somewhere, but you could also just be walking.
Yeah.
You know, and it would probably be about the same.
Okay.
You know, but you're moving nonetheless and in a direction that you want.
All right.
Albeit slowly and very flat.
But if people look at you who are standing still, it looks like you're flying.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe that gets, maybe the metaphor is falling apart. I didn't try to poke holes in your fucking 3D poster. All right?
I thought the conveyor belt was for the luggage. So once you said it wasn't, I was like, wait, where's he going with this?
All right. But basically what I'm trying to say is I think we're just about where we were. You know, I think we're kind of moving along slowly, but I do believe we're moving in a positive direction because I love all of the things that Mosley brings. I don't want to say it like this, but outside of the basketball court in terms of his leadership and the way that he's a humanist leader and he's very people driven. And I believe that the players will run through a wall for him. That's why it was a little confusing when we were getting blown out those times because
the lack of effort. Yeah.
Right. I thought that he was that type of leader and I was a little worried that maybe he had lost it or the vision wasn't coming to fruition and therefore the players were kind of buying out. But, you know, that Clippers win did a lot for me.
Yeah, listen, No. You're already like, okay, well, everything's fine now.
No.
Don't do that.
Okay.
That's just one game.
Yes.
That we had to go to overtime to win.
Right.
And the Clippers did not play that well. They shot the ball poorly, and Kawhi and Paul George's minutes were kind of sparse.
Yes.
They did play quite a bit, but they weren't. I mean, they didn't start overtime. I mean,
okay, all right.
Don't let them off the hook because of one thing.
I won't. I'll come back.
I feel like the Magic are like on the air. They're on the luggage carousel.
And
they've gone around a couple times, but they're actually ones that have been sitting there for like an hour Because at this point now they're like, okay, that's been going around for an hour. We got to pull it off and try to see if we can find who it belongs to, right? It's closer to getting back to its person than it was just sitting around going around.
Okay. I like what you're doing with my metaphor more than I am. So just some statistics to kind of give context to this. When I tried to pull up, I was thinking about this fill in the blank piece, and I said, well, let me compare last year to this year to get a crystallized idea of actually where we are in comparison. And, what I found isn't crazy, which is why I said we're going places, but not that quickly. Our turnover percentage is down slightly, a couple percent. Our points per possession are down a couple points, but we're pretty much... Oh, I'm sorry, that's on defense, my bad. Our points per possession on offense is down, so we're scoring less than we did last year with Paulo Banchero. That's troubling. We are turning the ball over less. We're giving up less points, so our defense hypothetically is better, even though it doesn't always look like that. That's what the numbers say, Pich. Look at the numbers there.
Well,
Look at
I don't
the numbers.
give a shit about numbers. I know.
Well, I know you do. But we are scoring more points this year, just barely. We're shooting a little bit better from the field. We're shooting a little... Can you believe this? We're shooting better from beyond the arc than we did last year. This is what they say.
Who are these then? Because I speculate.
This is
Where's
NBA
this coming
stats.
from?
This is NBA stats and cleaning the glass. And so, I don't know. Coach Mosley is keeping us on the people mover, but he's not creating that escalator that I was hoping for. I'm looking for a vertical escalator.
Right.
Not a horizontal people mover.
All right.
And when you get the number one pick, and when we have the amount of talent that we do now, we would hope that we would see more than one win of improvement from last year.
Absolutely. I mean, that's great. That's a great point you make. I like that you brought the escalator.
Okay, I brought it back. Did I bring it back? Okay.
And I'll help you because one of the mantras they've been using, right, is level up.
Right.
So stop running around in a circle down like this.
This is horizontal.
Be less carousel and be more
escalator.
Be more roller coaster.
Okay. Well, I don't want a fucking roller coaster.
Well, there's going to be some roller. Yeah, it does go down too, but that's what we expect. We weren't expecting over 500 season.
Okay.
We're expecting 30 wins.
Right.
An improvement, a marked up, coming up. But there's going to be some downs on the way.
What I'll say is he's gotten some more talent, but the roster's been banged up. But what he hasn't done is freaking destroyed the thing. He hasn't turned it into a dumpster fire. I think guys understand roles better than they did in, say, a Jacques Vaughn era where we had some talent. However you might feel about the talent on that roster, I like some of those pieces before it all got blown up. And what has been said about that roster was there was no communication about roles. I don't worry about communication with Jamal Mosley. No. I think he's a supreme communicator, which is why I like him as a coach, especially for a younger team. Now, if we don't see a marked improvement in these numbers, then what are we doing? Because we're trying to, as you said, level up. So, I think that he's here all year this year. I want him here all this year. And we'll see how the season ends up. And then it'll be interesting to see, based on where we are with win total at the end of the year, how people feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the team, it's him that needs to level up as well. This is his second year as a coach. Last year you could see there was some coach confusion that there's a little less of that this season. So he's getting better along with the players. Sometimes I do wish we had a veteran coach in there to kind of take these young players and show them the ropes. They're kind of all learning together, which means they have a strong bond and they probably get along well. But I don't think it's making us play as well as we could. I think we could be at a little bit higher of a level right now than we are. But he's going to get into this next season. And if next season starts the same way, now we've got a problem.
Okay.
But I'm totally fine with people getting time.
Yeah.
In all sports lately, coaches, they have a short hook. They're getting rid of guys so fast. And it's like, you have to let a guy get in, let his system get in, let him get some players that are in and really make this thing go. So he needs a few years to kind of get it going. But by year 3, that's when you really need to see a change and be more at the 500 mark at this point versus last in the league.
Yeah, so let us know, ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling about Mosley's coaching job? Let us know in the comments. Interested to see what you all think.
They're down there. That's why I pointed.